If you've ever reached the end of the month and wondered, where did all my money go? This is the video you need to see. Today, I'm showing you the same three-step process that I use in my own budget to track expenses without feeling overwhelmed or obsessing about lost receipts. Step 3 is the one shift that will help you spend less, save more, and finally feel in control of your money without turning into a spreadsheet zombie. This one shift changes everything. I'm Rose Colburn, and welcome to the 30-Day Budgeting Challenge, where I'm giving you one quick tip every day to help you take control of your money. Now listen, this three-step process is the same one I've used to help many people who were struggling to make their budget work. And once they stopped overcomplicating things and started tracking their money this way, that's when their budgets finally started making sense and they actually stuck to them. So in this video, I'm going to show you the three-step method I recommend for tracking expenses, even if you hate spreadsheets. The one thing that most people forget that makes all the difference, and how to turn this from a task you dread into a habit that brings peace and clarity. So many times I see people get out a sheet of paper or a spreadsheet or even sign up for an app and they start listing their income and expenses and they think that they're budgeting, but really they're just guessing, and then they feel like their budget doesn't work. So here's the truth. If you don't know where your money is going, it's almost impossible to fix what's not working. Their budget looks great on paper, but real life looks more like, I swear I had more money in my account than this. Wait, I spent that much on food already? Crap, I didn't plan for that again. And that cycle creates guilt, frustration, and burnout. So let's talk about what changes absolutely everything. Tracking your expenses doesn't have to be overwhelming. You don't need to log every penny or color code a spreadsheet unless you love doing that kind of stuff. All you need is a system that's simple and sustainable. Here's your first shift. It starts with tracking your expenses. You don't have to be exact. You don't have to do it daily. It doesn't have to be time consuming. It just has to be real. In an earlier video in this 30-day challenge, I talked about budgeting with kids, which talks about the three main buckets you need for your budget. So if you skipped that video because you don't have kids, you'll want to go back and watch it after this one, because it talks about a few things other than budgeting with kids, and you'll find that information really useful. So when you're tracking your expenses, don't just log a bunch of random purchases. Track where each one fits into your real life. Let's break it down. The first thing you're going to do is review. Once a week, or at least once every paycheck, sit down and review what you tracked. This isn't about judgment. This is about getting curious. Ask yourself, where did most of your money go? Are there any surprises? Did you forget to track anything? Does anything feel out of alignment with your goals? This is where your three buckets come into play. Look at what you've labeled as family needs. Are those holding steady, or are costs creeping up? Surprise costs. Are they happening more often than you expected? Your sanity. Are you neglecting this category, or are you leaning on it too much? You might find that you've underestimated how often you grab takeout, or that you're putting things into your sanity bucket that really belong into your surprise costs. The goal here isn't to judge your spending, it's to notice patterns. Maybe you're a single parent and you always overspend on groceries the week that kids are with you. Or maybe you notice that your problem is that you end up spending a lot more on takeout after you've had a really stressful week at work. Or maybe your surprise costs are really just weekend hardware store trips in disguise, because somehow every Saturday includes a quick stop at Lowe's that turns into a $100 spending spree. Those little insights are gold, because they help you start budgeting based on the reality of what you're tracking, not just what you intended, not just what you put into your budget. And if your numbers don't match your values or your goals, this is your opportunity to take some time and realign with what you really want to spend your money on. This is the mindset shift I promised you at the beginning of the video. And this is the step most people skip, and that's to adjust. So here's the thing. Most people think they're supposed to create a budget once and just stick to it forever. But that's like trying to follow a weather forecast from last season and wondering why you're roasting in a parka and the temperature's 100 degrees outside. You see, you build this imaginary budget that's supposed to reflect your real life, but 6 months later, your income's changed, your electricity bill went up, the kids suddenly need braces, or maybe gas prices went up. Or it could be it's just that your goals have changed, but you're still using that same pretty outdated budget and wondering why it's not working anymore. Of course it's not working. You've grown. Life's moved. Your budget has to move with it. So here's your permission slip. Adjust your budget regularly, guilt-free. It's okay. Go ahead and change it. Maybe that means increasing your grocery category for the summer months when the kids are home because you know that they're going to eat everything in the kitchen. Or maybe it's just adjusting your fund money to reflect the fact that you're not going out as much right now and you want to throw that money towards debt or some other category instead. Your budget should evolve with your life, not try to freeze it in place. This isn't a one-time picture that is static forever. This step, adjusting your budget with intention, is what turns tracking into action, and action is what brings change. So your challenge today is to start small. Pick one way to track your expenses, just for the next 7 days. And here's some easy ways that you can do it. Write the 3 spending buckets that we're using. Add up what you've spent in each one since your last paycheck. Notice any surprise patterns. You can use a pen and paper, you can use a budgeting app, a spreadsheet, Google Docs, write it on a napkin, whatever works for you. The tool doesn't matter, the awareness does. And if you've never done this before, there's no shame. This is how you build confidence with your money. Clarity comes from data, and peace comes from clarity. You don't have to do it perfectly, you just have to start noticing. And if you discover you're spending more money than what works for your budget, check out this video next. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow in the next 30-day budgeting challenge.